Hey guys, good morning. Well, for the first time in about 10 days, the sun is actually shining. This is a short reprieve. There is a tropical disturbance that sort of anchored itself in our neighborhood, and it's bringing us rain for the past 10 days, rain and breeze, and it's not looking to let up anytime really soon. Matter of fact, I looked at the long-range forecast. We're out about another 7 or 8 days, rain. But we're going to have to deal with it because we are going to hit the road. Hopefully leaving, cross our fingers, Saturday morning, heading up to the mountains. Our final destinations are not yet plugged in, but it's going to be a 3-day run just to get out of the house and get some traveling done. Make it a little wet, it's okay. Now, as we started our season this year, I decided it was time to do maybe some upgrades on some of our gear. I wanted to get Miriam a new helmet. If you recall, I used the modular helmet. It has a nice chin guard, and my microphone from my Sena is in the chin guard. Miriam uses the open face helmet, and she has her microphone as a attachment out front, which causes a little bit of a problem with the wind when she does her audio. I really would like to get her upgraded to a full face helmet, a modular or just a solid chin bar. We went to our local motorcycle shop, which has a lot of selection, and the conclusion was that every single full-faced helmet is actually heavier by a full pound than the open-face helmets that she prefers to wear. So why is that even a problem? Well, she does have some problems with her neck. It comes with collecting too many birthdays. So she was really concerned about the comfort level. Could she wear an extra pound of weight on her head and not have any neck problems? Right now, her current helmet is serving her well. And I thought, well, I know a full-faced helmet is safer. I'd prefer to wear a full-faced helmet. We talked about it, and she said, if we get a full-faced helmet, we spend the $200–300 minimum to get a quality helmet, and perhaps even up to $600 if we get one of the higher-end helmets. And what if she doesn't like it? What if it doesn't work for her? It doesn't do any good. The safety factor of the helmet is useless if it just sits on the shelf and she doesn't ride anymore because of the extra weight. So we're going to stick with the open face helmet for her for the time being, and we decided to take some of our stimulus money and spend it on gear. Only about half of it. The other half is in the bank making little baby dollar bills. I sort of like that. I sort of like the idea of breeding money. Let little baby dollar bills grow up to be big dollar bills, and they have little baby dollar bills of their own. That's kind of fun to watch. Another story. What else are we upgrading? We're going to upgrade our jackets. From day one, we have been using the high-vis jackets. Now these jackets have got a little bit of age on them. We've had them for 6 years. We bought them in 2015 when we did our first test run on the Spyder up to the Shenandoah Valley, Shenandoah National Park, and mine has gotten kind of faded. It won't take long before the high-vis is just kind of a gray with a green tint to it, the way it's going. So we're going to upgrade and get some new jackets. They should be in for the ride for the 4th of July weekend. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too, today's video. As we get ready for the trip, if you follow the channel, you know I have an aviation background. In aviation, you don't even walk up to an airplane without a checklist in your hand. And being a dyslexic, I like a checklist. I don't want to forget anything important. So what I've done for a trip, not only have I made a standardized packing list of things I want to make sure we pack and take, I also have a checklist for things I want to make sure that the Spyder is good to go. You know, the simple things like check the oil, check the brake level reservoirs, things like that. But, you know, all the little things that you probably just want to check to make sure they're good. You know, lug nuts, the tow hitch, the belt tension. So I made basically a pre-flight checklist that I simply go around a couple days before the trip and make sure everything is up to snuff on that, along with charging all the batteries. So my checklist is actually about 7 or 8 pages, but that's just me. I'm a little bit of a fanatic when it comes to planning. So it pretty much rained all last week. I had to drop my car off at the shop Monday, and they had to do a complete rebuild of my air conditioning system, and as you can imagine, that was a little pricey, but I like my shop. They do good work, and most important is I trust them. Anyway, I was out with only transportation was the Spyder for all last week and the first part of this week. Yesterday, I had borrowed Miriam's car so I could run some errands, and it was rainy non-stop. And today I get my vehicle back, and the sun comes out. Oh well. So I'm taking a Spyder out to get it, the engine warmed up so I can get all the systems checked out for the trip this coming weekend. I always like to do that. Of course, I gotta let the tires cool down for a couple of hours before I check the tire pressure, but I can check the oil. Spyder oil's gotta be checked when the engine's warm. And while I'm out, I'll go ahead and pick up some lunch and top off the gas tank, that sort of thing. This light always does this to me. Catching me at the last second. So, where are we for the July 4th trip to the Shenandoah National Park and a meetup? It is still on. Shenandoah National Park is reporting that the lodge will be open starting, I think, on the 28th of this month, June, which gives us about a week and a half before we get up there, and hopefully they'll have staff to get the job done. I don't know how the food concessions are going to work. I don't know. They're using the federal timetable. I don't think they're using the Virginia timetable, which is different. Restaurants have opened up again. For the most part, I think they have limited seating because they're trying to keep a distance between patrons. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I want to go into a crowded restaurant and breathe the same air as all these other people. I just don't think that's a good idea. Anyway, July 4th, we don't know what the food situation is going to be. So to be on the safe side, we're going to bring our own. Bring a cooler for some fresh stuff and some freeze-dried meals, that sort of thing, just to be on the safe side. Now the itinerary for the gatherings providing there's more than just us up there. If at least one of those Spyders shows up, or you know, motorcycles wants to go, we're on. So I'm, this is my first time ever doing like this type of gathering, so I'm kind of shooting from the hip. So we have the itinerary on our Facebook page, John and Miriam's Travel Vlog at Facebook. We're going to do probably a meet and greet on Friday evening. Hopefully we get there in time. Another meet and greet Saturday morning, followed by a short ride. When I say short, I think it's about 60 miles round trip. Go down to a visitor center, which is supposed to have sandwiches and such. Whether they will or not, I don't know. So again, I'm anticipating the possibility of not. So we're going to be bringing our own, and then just do some socializing and bring it on back. And then later that afternoon, have another social July 4th down in the lounge downstairs. Hopefully that will be open. If not, we will do something. We'll figure it out. I am really good at improvising. Now I do recommend everybody bring a face mask, just to be on the safe side. Of course, that means nobody will be able to recognize anybody. And considering I am dyslexic and I am terrible with names, it'll give me an excuse. And remember, name, it's virtually impossible. It's hard to believe that it's been a year since we did the Asphalt Odyssey. Miriam and I are reminiscing. Where were we a year ago today? And I think a year ago, about this time, we were in the Durango area, Durango, Colorado. Suffering from massive head colds. In retrospect, I probably should have went to an urgent care and got something for the symptoms. It was just miserable. But I was trying to be stubborn. First airing complete. And If you want to know if I went into the cigar store, yeah, I did. I picked up my first cigar that I have smoked, and since 2004, 2005, back on the Asphalt Odyssey last year, probably almost a year ago today or yesterday, in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I quit smoking them back then because, let's face it, they're not good for you. But I do enjoy a good cigar occasionally. So I let myself smoke the first one, and it was really enjoyable. And I thought, okay, well, let's see if I can just periodically smoke one. So I told myself I will smoke one every 3 months for a total of 4 per year. And when my doctor in my last physical asked me, you know, you do a little questionnaire thing, do you smoke? Well, the official answer is, I guess, is yes. And I told him how much, and his response was 4 cigars a year. That's really basically not smoking. So since he's a doctor, I'll have to take him at his word. So you know, it's a balance. So I'll sit out in the garage and smoke a cigar on average about once every 3 months. Plus the good ones are expensive. Yeah. So it's a day of all types of terrible habits. Picking up a cigar, going fast food. I've gotten better. I think I only do fast food once a week maybe. You know, I see somebody who's older and they're still doing a job involving physical labor. You know, if there are things in life that make me want to run, that's it. A few years ago, I was having lunch with some coworkers, and we were in I think it was an IHOP of all places, and there was a gentleman in there, probably in his 70s, serving as a busboy, you know, and I bet he had a story to tell. Now, if he's doing busboy type work because he just wants to get out of the house 1 or 2 days a week, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But if you're 70 years old and you're a busboy in a restaurant to put food on the table, I have some real heartburn with that. It is an anti-goal. It is something that I run from. It is nightmarish to think that you have to do that. And so I think, personally, I spend my entire life ensuring that I don't have to be in that situation. So many people, and I know I'm going to preach here, you know, well, the government should do something. Come on, people, take a look around. Anyway, it's just one of my pet peeves. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Got some packing to do, and it's coming up on happy hour. So maybe crack open a cold one here shortly. So we're just a couple days away from our first trip for the year, even though it's almost the end of June. Man. So let me get some packing done, get a cold beer going, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.